The freshman art major from Plainfield told friends she was going for a walk in Prairie Park, which is a popular jogging and biking area just south of the campus. It appears she died there. NTC reporter Chris Souders is joining us now. She's been following the case. So Christine, what can you tell us?
Well, about the only thing investigators will tell us is that they've recovered what they are calling human remains in Prairie Park. They won't confirm if what they found are the remains of Tony Keller. They won't even say specifically when they found the remains. And they won't tell us whether the death is an accident, homicide, or anything else for that matter. Here's what we can tell you. Investigators found more than just human remains. They found other evidence linked to Tony Keller, but they won't reveal what.
Investigators from the squad have recovered human remains and items consistent with property belonging to Keller in the Prairie Park south of Route 38 in Dekalb.
Today, at DuSable Hall and other places on campus, there was a highly visible presence of police officers. The dorms are in a state of lockdown, meaning that only students who live in the dorms and have official personal security cards are allowed in. No guests. Various campus organizations have posted safety bulletins offering tips on how students can stay safe.
You know, you can always call the hotline if you want a buddy to walk to class, like the buddy system. We learned that when we were little, and it can still apply to everyday life. Police
still have a portion of Prairie Park sealed off. Police are urging anyone with information to contact their tip lines at 815-748-8407 or 815-753-TIPS. And this afternoon, the university sent us this email telling us that police investigators will not be giving any public updates today. That's how difficult this case is becoming, getting out any new word about this. Finally, NIU is planning a community memorial in Duke Ellington Ballroom at the Home Student Center tomorrow evening. Thank you, Chris.
Watching the birds fly overhead and finding animals frolicking in the woods. These are just some of the reasons why Herbert and Irene Rubin have enjoyed walking the Prairie Park paths for over 30 years.
Today we got a rump of beaver, and it was just wonderful. I mean, the little critters, I mean, they are nature's engineers.
Leaving the paved path to search for wildlife and prairie flowers also means entering into the isolated woods. But now we are left with reminders of just how secluded the woods really are. Runner Bradley Strong is hesitant to run his routine 9 miles every Sunday. He wonders just how safe he is, even on the bike path.
It's just kind of creepy, you know, so I didn't want to come out here. I didn't for the 2 weeks after.
The trails in Prairie Park are surrounded by low-hanging branches and brush, and it's unlikely that someone on these trails could see anything or anyone coming out from the woods.
Park officials are planning to meet with Dekab police on how they can improve the condition of the trails.
We'll probably take a walk through the park to see if there's any issues. For example, things like, are there parts of the trails that maybe we might have a little bit of more overhang of trees in that we might trim back in that.
And Cindy says jeopardizing the park's natural environment is not the way they're going to keep people biking or walking the paths safe.
That will improve safety, but at the same time not destroy the character of that park, because people go there because it is a natural area and very, very pretty.
Something that keeps Bradley running on the bike path. And for Herbert and Irene, they're more worried about finding where the trails end.
And if you go into the woods, don't do it late in the day in case you get lost.
Yeah, you're in more danger of getting lost than you are getting accosted here.
Yeah.
And you can see people are still taking strolls in the park until the sun sets. In Prairie Park, I'm Christine Souders for NTC News Tonight. The view is picturesque from Bob and Frankie Benson's window of the farmland that has been part of their family heritage for 150 years. But what if their landscape of a beautiful countryside turned into this? A mountain of trash and trucks dumping up to 2,000 tons of it each day. Waste Management plans to expand Decab
Dekalb County landfill to 500 acres, just past this White House across from I-88 and only less than half of a mile away from Bob and Frankie Benson's backyard.
And this is one neighbor the Bensons aren't welcoming anytime soon.
We are the first property, excuse me, to the north of the proposed east expansion. So that puts us directly in line more than any of the other properties on this side of the tollway. So we're right in the line of fire, basically.
And even though the Benson's farm is just down the street, Frankie says they are being left out of the picture.
My honest assessment of it is they're a multinational company. They are worth billions and billions of dollars. Whatever happens to our property is of little consequence to them.
A feeling also shared by others. When Waste Management's proposal includes servicing other counties.
One of the things that could happen from something like this is that DeKalb County could be seen as the dumping ground for Cook County and all the other counties in northeast Illinois, and most people don't want that to happen.
But Ruth and Tobias says the expansion makes sense.
I just think it's not inappropriate to do this. We already have the landfill there. You know, this is in farm area. It's not in necessarily a populated area.
And by not using the land, Ruth fears what will happen to the current landfill.
If it's not done, if it's not expanded, it'll close in 7 years or so, and all our garbage will have to be shipped west at a higher cost.
And is that worth covering, all this land, because of a trash can sitting at the end of a driveway? In DeKalb County, I'm Christine Souders for NTC News Tonight.